A new product that's happening in our region, I'd like to call Allison and Francois from Scheuermann Vineyard and Winery in Westport.
Thank you, Anne, for inviting us to be here. We're honored to share our place with you. I'm Allison and Francois. I think we're going to start with our little 2-minute video so you can see what we have created and what we're honored to share with everybody.
Do we start that? Okay. This is an amateur video, just don't get too excited. So we're right on the edge of Westport. Part of the property's in the village, part of it's in the township. We grow 3 varietals there, Chardonnay, Pinot Noir, that's a harvest party going on, and Vidal. We're blessed in this area to have the lakes we have and the scenery we do, especially when these were taken was in the fall, just before Thanksgiving. Agribusiness and tourism are huge parts of our economy where we are. Goes back to fishing lodges and now cottages. People, generations have been coming up, and it's a real draw. So we wanted to be able to add something unique to the area, something that was quality driven. Everything we do is quality driven. A little snow before we picked the Vidal.
I would definitely put picking grapes in a snowstorm on your to-do list, on your bucket list.
Yeah. We had a dream to start a vineyard with our property. We sat on the front porch one day and we said, what are we going to do with these fields? And grapevines, we could envision it very easily.
We had a glass of wine in our hands.
Yeah, always good at drinking it. Anyway, we said, well, is it possible? Can our climate, can our soils, can we produce a good wine? Can we grow vinifera grapes? And so that led us on a bit of a journey to dig and dig and dig, and obviously I have a culinary background, could cook, but didn't know much about making wine. So we found ourselves a fantastic mentor down in Prince Edward County. And those of you who've been down there, that wine industry down there has changed that whole county. It has brought so much tourism. It's renewed the arts. A lot of the B&Bs and restaurants are all benefiting from the traffic that it brings in. And people come over and over again. It's repeat business. And it's a way that farming can continue on, because essentially they are farms and they have a small commercial component to them. So we found a great mentor in Norman Hardy, and for those of you who don't know Norman Hardy, he's in his 11th vintage down in Prince Edward County. He's become a staple name in Ontario. His wines are winning international accolades. I don't think if we approached him now we would be able to get under his swing, but when we approached him, the timing was right, and so we've been basically immersing ourselves in every harvest we can down there, sticking our nose in every ferment. This year we were finally able to make our own wine at home, which was extremely rewarding. We converted our garage into a wine production area. We acquired a lot of equipment because we can't share anything. It's too far to truck everything. So it was a bit of an investment, to say the least, but it's got tremendous promise. We're extremely happy with the wines. The sense of localized products. We were here a little earlier and they were talking about buying local as much as possible, supporting the local farms and producers. This is an area, again, where we are able to, we've had some of Nigel's cheese on our cheese platters some of the local charcuterie producers as well. We try to keep everything as close as we can to home without sacrificing quality, obviously. We want to be a high benchmark, and we've really pushed the boundaries of where wine can be produced now. Prince Edward County did that about 12 years ago. People thought they were nuts, that they'd never succeed, and actually now a lot of people are really taking note. I was there yesterday, and there was a buyer from South Africa who was buying for a British company. They sell 2.5 million bottles a year in England, and they're looking at Ontario wines, and that's exciting. That's a world market, and we joked last night. We said, one day the French will be saying, "Oh, I got this bottle of Ontario Chardonnay. We got to have it, just us, So, anyway, we're very excited. We welcome all of you to, if you've never been to a winery or experienced it, it is a unique thing. It has its odors, it has its farm feel, and again, it's all about us having 5 kids. We have to have something for them to do. So there's lots of work to be done on a farm of all sorts. So, anybody have any questions for us? Right now, strictly through Farmgate. This year, with our production growing significantly, we'll be looking at local LCBOs. We've had a few local establishments. I say local, but as far-reaching as Montreal and Toronto. We had a young man from Brockville who has a wine store in Tokyo, who may be carrying it as of next year as well. So it's exciting. Yeah. If you're coming in County Road 12, which would be from the Godfrey Road, it's right there, yeah. Or you can come in off of 36. So we're kind of on the beer store side of town. We're about 100 yards from the beer store. Yeah. So you've got vineyards and then you've got wineries. So for each acre, before you can basically harvest fruit, you're looking at about $28,000 per acre just to have your vineyard established. And then if you want to start your own production, you need presses, destemmers, obviously tractor sprayers, all these other lovely costs. So it depends on your varietal. So we have 3 varietals. Chardonnay and Pinot Noir both yield in around 1.5 tons to 2 tons an acre, which is about 1,000 bottles per ton. And Vidal, which is a much higher yielding fruit, it's about 4 tons an acre. Where we are, we'll push for 5. Niagara gets 8 and 10 tons an acre, but we're a slightly different climate, so we have to adjust.
Thank you.
No, thank you.